Good morning, everybody. Mike Niemiec here with some early morning and grain and oilseed comments for Thursday, July 10th. Well, after the recent weakness that we've been seeing on the downside, we got a little bit of a bounce going in the overnight trade. We've got the wheat market up around 3 cents, the corn up 2 cents, the beans up a dime, the meal market up 3.50, and the soybean oil market up around 30 points. Most of this strength is being attributed to position evening and maybe some tech correcting from the recent losses that we had, because we've got export sales coming out later on this morning, and then we have the monthly supply and demand crop production report from the USDA tomorrow morning. So those two items are kind of putting a little bit of a halt to the slide in prices that we've been seeing in here. There wasn't much in the way of overnight news. China came on out for their June imports of beans, and they were pretty strong at a little over 6 million tons. Their year-to-date January through June bean imports are running roughly around 24% ahead of a year ago, so it looks like they're on pace to go and take the 70 million tons of beans that the USDA currently has written down. But we didn't get much life out of the Chinese markets overnight. Their edible oil imports, however, are down on that January through June period. We also had Malaysia come out with some monthly numbers. Their production number and their stocks numbers were smaller than what the trade was looking for. Their production number not as large, and they got a little bit of a bounce in their marketplace, maybe attributing to some of the strength that we're seeing in our soybean oil market. And the Chinese palm oil market was firmer last night. We also had some private estimates come from the Malaysian trade for the first 10 days of July exports, and those two were running stronger than the comparable period a month ago. So it looks like those Chinese numbers, the Malaysian numbers, the weekly sales that are going to come out here shortly from the U.S. and the USDA tomorrow, once again, is giving us the strength in the overnight trade. Otherwise, those USDA reports, at least for the new crop, are still expected to be non-bullish. We are still looking at fairly decent weather forecasts going forward, and we're still looking at crop conditions that stay generally in the good, excellent category. So the bounce in the prices that we're seeing is going to be more or less attributed, unless things change more technically, and our opinion would still be to go and say resistance area should be somewhat sold, because we think that if we continue on this course, prices still have the objective to go and work even lower than we're currently at, namely in the response of trying to get the spec community net short the corn and the oil seeds, as they're already short the wheat. So once again, these are my opinions, not that of ADM or ADMIS. Thank you.